This is truly fantastic stuff. I am so excited to bring you guys this video. I want to discuss this because this comment really just kind of set it off. It showed me how some people think. Now let's read this comment. After this video, I'm going to add a little bit to it. After this video, I would only say that Morgash is a good counter for Bellica. You, meaning Bellica, doesn't even kill Morgash, and if you try to attack Morgash, you're doing it only with one of your teammates nearby to help out. Or you're nearly dead after a fight with Morgash. WTF is this video? Again, this is absolutely fantastic stuff because it allows me to discuss the philosophy around counterplay. It's a great conversation to explore because I'm quite certain, as evident by this comment, that some of you out there believe that counterplay means out damaging a hero or straight up killing a hero in a 1 versus 1 trade, and frankly it does not at all. So let's broaden the scope and definition of what counterplay means, and at the very least, if you don't agree, this is an opportunity for you to listen and think about perhaps how some other people are viewing this, and hopefully broaden your horizon and thought process around strategically and tactically thinking about the MOBA genre. Now, a great way to think about why counterplay does not mean killing a hero in a 1 versus 1 trade, first is that this isn't a 1 versus 1 game. This is not a boxing match. This is not a UFC cage match. This is not a tennis match. This is not a golf match where you're just by yourself. This is not the case. This is a 5 versus 5 game, and there's a lot of dynamic play at hand when this is going on. The second thing, probably more important than that, is that if we look at just one role across the entire MOBA genre, it blows up the notion that counterplay means killing an enemy hero. And that role is the support role. A support's kit is almost exclusively set in 2 categories. Abilities for teammates, and that it's healing or some other utility like speed boosts or shields to mitigate damage, or assisting teammates by setting them up to be the killer or the carry or whatever, with crowd control, stuns, roots, knockups, slows, etc. The role alone should definitively alter and blow up and expand on the definition that would only define counterplay as whoever wins in a 1v1 kill scenario. Instead, the definition should be that counterplay is neutralizing the effectiveness of an enemy hero's kit. Let me say that one more time. Counterplay is neutralizing the effectiveness of an enemy hero's kit. Basically, this ability, and this ability do not work as well because this hero and these items are in the game. Neutralizing the effectiveness. In this case, since we're talking about Morgash and nullifying Morgash's effectiveness, we have to think about what she has to do in order to be effective in the first place. And the best way to do that is to play the hero. So either hop in solo versus AI, co-op, or PvP. You use the abilities in game, play a few games, and see what works and what doesn't with that hero. Then you plan out your opposing hero or counter hero or deck selection based on that knowledge that you've gained from playing against or playing with the hero you would like to counter. You're analyzing strategically and tactically, thinking about why the matchup works or doesn't work. Now, from a kit standpoint, Morgash has to get closer than nearly any other caster to be effective with her main ability. I'm going to call the main one Mark. Her Mark ability requires you to close the distance in order to execute on the ability and dish out damage. A hero like Bellica, which was my counter, can hurt her in this scenario because each and every Mark engagement on Morgash's part can result in a seismic assault that's going to knock her up and then a void bomb from Bellica. So even if she lands the Mark, you're still going to knock her up and deal out damage. Net win or net neutral Bellica. But Mark, you have to get closer than seismic assault. So as she starts pushing you and you see she's in range, you can just knock her up and void bomb back up before she can even get close to execute on that ability in the first place. All right, second thing that I mentioned was Cast Converter. Cast Converter does health over time, a substantial amount at the expense of mana. So you spend 175 mana, you get 47.5 health regen back, and you can purchase this thing pretty dang on early. So if you are in a 1 versus 1 mid lane matchup, again, it's not really a matchup because there's more players on the field than just you two, Cast Converter lasts longer and provides more health regen than Hive can deal out and damage over time in the early game. So net win, Cast Converter. And then as the game progresses, it starts to get neutral and then slight gain for Hive by the time Morgesh is all the way leveled up. But it still neutralizes it to an effect of giving you 500 additional health while she ticks you down as well. So Morgesh's ultimate, let's look at that. Curse can be neutralized via a number of heroes, let's say Sereth or Grim, for example, or via a number of cards, via damage mitigation with like Honor the Pure, Barrier of Will, or Stasis Gem. Bubble Tap also works as well, but Stasis Gem completely neutralizes that ability because you just go invulnerable, and for 2.5 seconds as she comes stabbing you, you take no damage. Now there's actually a great video from Decker X2 down in the description covering the effectiveness of Stasis Gem versus Assassin Casters that I've, again, linked down in the description. They save lives, check them out. So show some love and check it out. So one last time, Morgesh is either going to rush you via her speed boost early game to use the mark engagement, and you can simply seismic assault her while backpedaling and then void bomb, or you can use Void Drone because she has to commit, throw the Void Drone behind her, and then she's getting her mana sapped, use Seismic Assault, then Void Bomb, and now she's lost mana, she's lost some health, and you've knocked her up. Yeah, maybe she got that knock up or that mark on you, but you've done a lot to her as well. She's also highly susceptible to ganks because of the fact that she has to overcommit to win matchups. So in the video that the player is describing, the Severall ganked our Morgesh a couple times because she has to push further up than I do to be effective with her abilities. So if you're a jungler, you should be licking your chops knowing that a Morgesh is in game and she has to overcommit to lane matchups in order to deal a lot of damage. So if you see one, you know that she's going to have to get close to use her mark. Be right there. You know what I mean? So it's a great opportunity to apply constant pressure versus some of the casters that can poke very long ranges. Now you may note in this video I am using Narbash. Oh, I love Narbash, good old Narby. Quickly running through his abilities, you'll find that he also negates a lot of Morgesh's effectiveness. If you just examine his kit and look at it. If you happen to play against her in off lane, you can see this, quite frankly for yourself. They can both speed boost, so there's no closing the back gap or getting away. Narbash can stop her in her tracks with Thunk, punishing aggressive play. Song of My People neutralizes Hive, and Narbash has access to some cards that can mitigate damage. Honor the Pure, Quenching Scales, Stasis Gem. These are all things that, as I explained earlier, make it very difficult for Morgesh to be effective. Now if you're thinking about a carry, I've also seen some folks running and talking about Grim and using Deflector Shield versus Curse to completely block the ability. Yes, that is a thing. His Displacement Blast also keeps Morgesh at bay. She has to get close, Displacement Blast knocks her around. Oh, that messes it up a little bit. He also has Suppression Mode to slow down or halt aggressive play. Again, fantastic ability to think about when you look at the lane matchup. So Grim and Narbash, oof, that would be a tough matchup for Morgesh in the off lane. Grim also has access to cards like Cast Converter, but I should note that he has a smaller mana pool than a hero like Bellica, but there's no harm in trying it. So you can, again, neutralize something like Hive if you wanted to use that mana. So go out there, experiment, and think critically about the options at your disposal that synchronize with a hero you've chosen and counters the heroes you play against. That's exactly what makes MOBAs have such interesting, dynamic, and fun gameplay. You get to strategically and tactically plan a course of action like a strategy game, but you're directly controlling the action in-game. This is why it's the most popular genre in video games. Unlike a real-time strategy game, unlike a shooter, unlike all of these games, these are the things that make it fun. Overcoming challenges is fun. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. At the very least, I hope to drop some knowledge and some insight on you guys. Feel free to discuss it down in the comments. I'll be checking it out. Until the next time, folks, I will catch you all later. Stay frosty.